So this video is on mount attacks. Your opponent on the bottom can do many things from there, but the thing that they're going to be doing that we're going to be responding to is moving to their side and trying to get your leg. I'm going to show really quick what that looks like. He bumps up, he moves to the side, he grabs it, and he's going from quarter guard to half guard to moving out. So now he's escaped. So that's what he's going for. And we're trying to avoid that and advance our position and get to a submission. So the first thing we learned about was that as they come and they're rotating to the side to try to get that leg, you can come in and just cross face them a little bit. You can get under here and move their head, and that prevents them from being able to go to that side. They can turn around and go to the other side, and then you have to do the same thing on that side as well. Another thing you can do in this position, again, as they're turning to get that leg, is you can grab this arm underneath, bring it up, and put your leg in. Same thing, they can still go to the other side. You grab your arm, bring it up, and you put your leg in. And that will help you advance to a higher mount position. If you're in a high mount position like this, you don't want to be really up like this. You definitely want to have your weight out and secure. But this will help you get to some good attacks. So let's say we're starting down here again. And this time, instead of moving to the side, he's defending himself. He's defending against some kind of collar choke. So maybe you're doing something to encourage him to defend himself. Maybe he thinks you're going for a collar choke and he's coming in to defend it. So you take this arm and you push it against his body. And the people you're going against can be pretty strong, but if you get the right angle where you're kind of pressing against them like this, it puts them in a weak situation where they're very likely to have to give up their arm to you. When you get it here, you put your elbow against his neck. And then you come in nice and tight, head down, and you grab your own wrist. If you don't have it already, you kind of turn out the wrist so all the fingers are on the ground. And then you're gonna make a kind of brushing movement like that. I did it very untight, but if you do it nice and tight, they will tight. All right, another option if they're defending like this is you're gonna push one arm up. You can maybe even use their fingers, but you can push it away and separate in this way to where you have one arm out and you have one arm up here, just above their shoulder, between their head and their arm. So now, a very likely thing they're gonna do is what we talked about, go to the side here. They're gonna come through and come in to try and get that leg. With both arms in like this, you can come, bring them up, and come in for a back take. If they don't bring both arms in and they bring the other arm over you, you can immediately come in and bring your leg up and in. It tweaks their arm and makes it very difficult to remove. Now from here, he's got some options too. I could have either caught him with his thumb down, which is what will take us to the next series, or his thumb up. If his thumb's up, it's gonna be very easy to armbar him. So most likely his thumb's gonna be down. With his thumb down and your knee in, you now have it isolated and you can come to like a Kimura twist as well, or which should tap him, or if he's being particularly resistant. And the next two things I'm about to show you, the first one's called a Monoplata, the next one's called a Gogoplata. I'm not great at either of them. Recently learned them. It requires a hip flexibility that I have not yet developed, so I'm gonna go through them, but it's gonna be a little sketch. So I definitely have to kind of bring my weight off to do this. So I'm gonna pull his leg and bring my leg around here and catch his chin. Then I'm gonna fall to the ground and onto my hand. I'm gonna bring my hip to the ground, grab my knee, and I'm going to twist. So that is the Monoplata. And he wants free. All right, so let's get back up.
He's passing out.
Let's get back up. All right, so the other option is the Gogoplata. It looks very similar in the beginning, so you come over here and you get your foot around. You continue to keep this one held, but this is where I am not flexible enough to do this, so I'm going to actually release his arm. So we can just go through the motions, but this arm should be captured to keep in the right position. But we come down, and then we just grab his head, and it's a choke. I believe you're even supposed to use both hands, but I definitely cannot use both hands. All right, the last option we're going to talk about from this position is going to the head and arm choke. So again, their elbows are super tight and really resisting us getting into high mount. So one good way to fix that or to get a better position is to tweak their neck. And he's over exaggerating here, but if he's trying to keep it super tight, having this neck tweaked will make it more difficult to keep as tight a connection here. And so I'll be more likely to get my knee in and be able to push it up. From here, we can use our arms if we need to, push it further till we get it with our head. Our head's where we ultimately want it. We push our arm through here as far as we can. What is this grip called?
Gable grip.
Gable grip. And then we're gonna come off to the side and get our shoulders lower than his shoulders and squeeze. A few important points with that squeeze on the head and shoulder is that first, you want to make sure as you're coming in and getting it that you are pushing as far as you can this way with your arm. Second, you want to make sure his shoulder line is above your shoulder line. So my shoulders need to be down, lower than his shoulders. If not, you'll end up on their jaw and it might hurt, but it won't be a choke. The final thing is as you're squeezing, you shouldn't have to go really hard this way. It's actually more of a elbows down squeeze. And that is it.